Hi, Phyllis here, southernfrugal.com. Well, this afternoon we're going to fix another 1950s meal, and this again is one my mother made, and she could make it from beginning to end in 30 minutes, and so that included making the biscuits. Now, I'm not as fast as she was, so anyway, we're going to try to fix it though just exactly like she did. I've already made a pan of biscuits, so and the tea's already made. So anyway, what we're going to have is corned beef. Now, I don't remember this corned beef being Libby's in the 1950s, but I don't know, maybe it was. But anyway, it's just a plain corned beef. And with that, we're going to have cabbage. Now, I'm making this in my top of the stove pressure cooker, and this is a half a head of cabbage, and I've probably got maybe 3/4 of a cup to a half a cup of water in there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Now this, my mother had a Presto pressure cooker. It was aluminum, and you can fix cabbage in 3 minutes in the pressure cooker once the steam comes up. And the other thing we're going to have is creamed potatoes, not creamed, mashed potatoes. And I want to show you, she cut the potatoes up thin like that so they would cook really fast. So, and she also used the white potatoes. Now, I mostly always use the red potatoes, but she did use white, so these are white potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those burners on. I'm going to put the lid on the pressure cooker and wait till it starts steaming. Then I will put the little control on it, and we'll let it steam for 3 minutes. Now, once the steam comes up and it's been steaming for 3 minutes, let me get my little timer out. Then I'm going to take it off the stove and run some cold water over the side of it to stop the cooking. Otherwise, the cabbage will just be mush. Okay. So anyway, I've got my skillet heating up. Now I am using a cast iron skillet, just like she used. In fact, this is the same size that she had. And of course, this corned beef comes with a little key to open it. And that was exactly how it was in the 50s. So I'm just going to open that up. Now, if that messes up, I'm going to be really upset. There. Sometimes the key would mess up and that little thing would break off, and then you would be in trouble on how to get the meat out of the container. Now, I'll have to tell you that my Aunt Laverne used to have this in the summertime sometimes. She would come home for lunch when I was keeping her children while she worked, and she would bring a can of this home at lunch, and it'd be cold. She'd slice it super thin and put it on a sandwich with real thin sliced onions, and it was delicious. Alright, so we're just going to put this in the skillet. I'll put my skillet down on medium. I do have a tablespoon or so of Crisco in there because that's the way my mother made it. We're just going to break it up. Pick out little things that look like that, little pieces of tendon, I guess is what they are. Now when you fix it like this, of course some of the fat is going to cook out. Alright, so we're going to let this get browned on kind of one side, and then we're going to kind of stir it around and let it get brown on some of the other sides of it. Now the other thing we're going to have, turn this up a little talk, okay. So the other thing that we would have would be I call it succotash, and that's what my mother called it, and she did fix it from scratch. Tomatoes, okra, and corn. And now mother would flavor it with fat grease, just a little bit, but I'm just going to open the can and warm it up because I'm not into making this from scratch. So, all right, y'all, we're gonna let this get brown, let the potatoes get done. By the time y'all come back, the cabbage will already be done, and I'll just have it sitting on the stove, and the potatoes should be about done then too. And again, she fixed this meal in 30 minutes. She had a lot of meals she cooked in 30 minutes. So we'll be back. All right, we are back, and it's been, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. Of course, the first thing that got done was the cabbage. Let me show you that. I'm just keeping it warm in the little bottom of the pressure cooker. The potatoes are done, and I have drained the water off of them and put a couple of dollops of butter in there. And the succotash, I'm keeping it warm. I did put a little butter in that. Now, my mother would have put fatback grease in the succotash and probably put fatback grease in the cabbage too. So anyway, we're going to do the mashed potatoes now, and I'm just going to put a little salt in. Let me move y'all closer. Right there. So I'll put a little salt in there. I'm just going to go ahead and mash them up. Trying not to damage my pan, because the pan is ceramic. So Mother didn't mash them up a whole lot. There'd always still be some little lumps in there. And of course she fixed a lot more than this, because she was feeding 5 children and 2 adults. So now, what my mother did was add the top part of the milk, which was the cream, because we used to get our milk delivered, and so she would kind of pour it off real quick and get a bunch of cream in there. And of course, I don't have that kind of milk, so I'm just going to use half and half. Just put a little bit in, and just mix it around. Like that. And again, there are still lumps, at least some lumps in the potatoes. And of course, once they get on the plate, we'd put a little bit of butter right in the top of them. So I've got the burner still on just a little bit, just to keep them warm. All right, y'all, so this meal is ready. I'm warming up the biscuits, and I need to fix the tea. I've already got the plates out, so we'll show you what it looks like when I get all that on the plates. All right, so we've got this meal ready. Here's the corned beef, steamed cabbage, the succotash is what we called it, creamed potatoes, or rather mashed potatoes with a little dollop of butter. Mr. Bucky says he wants to start having 2 biscuits, and there's the iced tea. And this would be the dessert, pears. And sometimes we had peaches, and sometimes we had Jell-O during the week. But Mama always had some kind of little dessert for us, because then we would eat all our food, because we couldn't have our dessert until we ate all our food. So that was sort of the incentive. And of course, we've got our iced tea. Now, in the summertime, Daddy allowed us to drink iced tea. But when we were in school, every night for supper, we had to drink milk. So anyway, there's the meal. It's a pretty inexpensive meal because of the corned beef. And of course, I browned it in a cast iron skillet just like my mother did. I do remember it being in bigger chunks than that, but I think they're making it just a little bit different now. All right, y'all, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.